So there are a lot of masters in this craft, from illustration to comics works, but there are few who have mastered multiple techniques and styles, and have captured the imagination of so much. He was financially a huge success, but he also was an artist, which kind of rare to be both. And godfather of so many book covers. Whenever I need some inspiration, I go to this big book right here. This wonderful Taschen edition, Frank Frazetta. This thing is a beast. I can't recommend this book enough. It is one of my prides and joys, and honestly, I don't need another Frazetta book after this. But if I can put this down without shaking the camera too bad. But there's another book I own, and I wish more companies would kind of take this chance. And something I want to show off today: the Rough Work, a collection of his sketches and thumbnails. So let's take a dive into this, shall we? Man, this feels like a feather compared to that beast. So I love sharing my collection with y'all, but I am a cartoonist at the end of the day, and I keep forgetting to promote myself a little bit more. But yeah, I make a series called Bang the Ballad of the Tiger, and right now I got three volumes out. Actually, working on chapter 23 as we speak, and you can read the first 16 for free on my website, joshgreathouse.com. No strings attached. 24 pages per chapter, free to read. So anyway, back to the video. Yeah, it's nice actually looking at a small book for once. So this was put out by Spectrum. It's got this nice like squishy cover. And yeah, $20 back in the day. I don't even know. Like, I think this is greatly out of print. But yeah, like I said, it's been well loved. Got a picture of the man himself, and it's a nice little like addition. Spectrum, they're a, how would you say, like an illustrations collective. They do an art book each year. They had a convention, but man, it's just fun collection of like pencils and watercolors. And what's great is it's looking at a master but quickly dashing out ideas. This is him trying to figure out what to do to get the plans down. Great little intro here, but let's take a look at this. So, I mean, like, you get pencils and charcoals, Reign of Wizardry, and it's cool seeing, like, the little bit of color and trying to figure it out. Because, man, I mean, like, it's crazy too, because this good chance this is going to be translated to oil. I love this one, like the pencil work, because it's interesting to see, like, okay, trying to figure out, like, this is the most important part. Like, especially these little lines of like, oh, so great. Eyes bulging out. And most of this, and here's the cool thing about doing like real thumbnails like this. He might go in here and work all these details, but at the end of the day, this is the image he's trying to capture. This doesn't matter. As long as he gets that, that's what matters. Like, as long as he gets the silhouette, that's what matters. I honestly, like, granted the money wouldn't be there, but man, it would have been fun to see him illustrate like a Western comic. And I love too, like, this is such a great idea to use for snow, like kind of having the sky and ground match each other, and then in the foreground have a different shade. And man, like, and you can see where Mignola came from this, because just a master of capturing blacks and shadows. And like I said, it's crazy because you can go from like loose pencils, tight pencils, to watercolors. I mean, look at that scribble. Woo, hoo, 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 hoo. And once again, it's like I know this piece. It's capturing those shadows. It's the most important part. Kind of realizing like they're too cool. Like this would work as a comics panel. This works as an illustration. Skip the page. Whew. Epic. Yeah, the roughs for epic. What's interesting too is like, man, he captured muscles in a grizzly list. It's like it's kind of missed like since the 70s. Oh yeah, there's nudity, but I'm a small enough channel. I'm not making money off this, so nudity reigns. I love this one because it's like what's interesting too is technically the light here should be affecting him, but it makes for a stronger piece for the black and white, like for the quick. And the goal is this is to have a quick read. In this piece right here, I mean, like it's crazy seeing this compared to the finished. Love these, like especially going straight ink like that. Like that is insane. Then like, oh, let's do it with some shadows. This is crazy too, because man, like that we all know what painting that is. And that alone, like, if I could do a cover just as good as this thumbnail, whew. Also for Eerie, man, that is something we're gonna have to talk. I didn't realize that was for Eerie. I know that piece so well. Huh. That's another. That's something for a later subject. Mm. And like I said, I think this was more sketchbook, like capturing the muscles, also the softness of the human body. Man, I also miss like one thing that dates art is how they depict dinosaurs. This is great too, like just some great textures and movements. I believe this is like zoomed in a bit. And this piece, man, seeing like this compared to the finished piece is insane. And this one's almost a silhouette. Like it actually looks better on camera, surprisingly enough. Woof! That moment of triumph. What's crazy is having that little bit of the brightness of the belt be the subject. And this man, that's just a great composition. Like, man, you need to show something, just scale it down like that. Ooh, I might. Yeah, commission piece. I actually might steal that for Vampirella number 11. I wish I had some Vampirellas, but they're hard to get these days. Just once again, just mastering that light and shadow. Like, just, oh, I guess let me talk about like what I consider what I call like black and white or master. So it's like, yeah, you got these bright areas, but then it's like he's using the shadow almost as a graphic element, as a flat element. So it's like, end of the day, what's important is the most important is his face, and then these arms, and then that. The rest doesn't really matter, and that's kind of the beauty of Frank Frazetta. He didn't dawdle on backgrounds. Another great man, this pen work, especially like the ankle and back leg. I know it's easy to be like, ooh, boob, but like the face, there's so many things I love about this, but the softness of the legs, and especially that is the most impressive part to me. That that's pen and ink, and I swear we get Bill Sienkiewicz because of this. And like I said, nothing dates a piece like dinosaurs. It's fun seeing T Rexes like this. It's like, man, I might have to like throw one of these and bang like one of these old school dinosaurs. A Dracula concept for yeah, this was kind of cool. It's concept for an animated film. It's like, man, why didn't we get these? Whew. Mm. Look, I'm not saying she can visit me in the night, but man, I'm tired of bills. Also, this man, this is always fun to see. Trying to figure out a group shot. And it's kind of like, and this is kind of how it goes. Like, it gets tighter, and then it's like, well, what do we do with the rest of these? And especially, I love seeing these where it's just a breakdown of like mainly the shadow. And like I said, the subject because he actually draws it in, where the rest, he's just like, eh. He had such a weight to his figures. Like that hunch over, man, that pose is hard to draw. I also love seeing this because it's like it feels like this is something like this sketchbook wasn't, it's not precious. It's him trying to dash out an idea. I don't even know what these are for. Yeah, more pen and ink work. Like I said, I would have loved to seen a comic done like in this style. And I swear we get like Sienkiewicz from like his pen and ink work from this. And yeah, just a master of like just quick watercolors, but it's crazy how quickly you can capture the light and shadow. Man, it's also crazy seeing like this and seeing how many other artists like Eric Canetti, some I'll mention him 1,000 times, Sienkiewicz. Once again, capturing those shadows and those soft figures. Oh man, this little oh, that's the best. That little one. That's a nice one too. Like figuring out like a first and second shadow. Also, like he was a master at the second read, where it's like I'll point out one if I can see one. He loved his women. There's also something about his women, like they're always soft, but they do feel dangerous, like almost like a flower, like a rose, where it's like they're soft, but they got some thorns. And man, especially I love this one for how like deep these blues are in the background. Whew. And I hope I can do like shadows like that one day. Mm, the old tease, but a Vampirella, I got mostly Vampirella, which is interesting. I love two words like with the Warren Mags. It was like, hey, let's just do whatever. Then we got some Conan, of course. But this is cool too because it's like this was the very first, and it's like okay, this one not enough storytelling because it just looks like a dude facing off a snake, which is cool. Also, the lights. Sorry about that, y'all. But but man, but it's interesting too. It's like you got the temperature shift. So what I meant by like first and second read. So the first read, you see the guy in the shadow. The second read's like the figure back here. Yeah, more Conan. This like that is slightly different, but man, that's a great piece. It's not even for Conan, crazy enough, but man, that whew, this one's cool too. Like the finish one, I love the colors on this finish one, but this is such for a rough book, double page spread, such a great one to have. And this is the other thing I do wish. Tech, sorry, I love that. Oh, this one I love too. I do wish this wasn't a gloss paper because everyone's always like, "Oh, glossy's better." It's like, man, I kind of wish this was a matte, especially for some of these like some of these drawing, like some of these techniques and stuff. Yeah, that's like that's like four silhouettes and a little bit of like like wow. Okay. This is a perfect example of black, white, and gray. So this is done in color, but the important thing is this is a value study, and it's like okay, like not everything down here is going to be white, everything up here is going to be white or gray, but it's like hey, I know my values, so as long as I hit these values, I know this piece will work like this. And this is where you get like a lot of Mignola and stuff, where it's like hey, I got a white face, so I'll put like some black here and some gray back here. And the truth is like you can make this, this could be someone a different race or anything. It's just what's the value study, you know. And that's what's fun about like especially looking at a master. Like he was a master of value and composition. And yeah, of the figures, of the body, but man, it's interesting too seeing some of this with pencil. 'Cause he's smudging it a bit. Like even his like line work doesn't feel like comics line. It feels like more of a painterly style. And that's a famous piece too. John Carter and Marsh, especially. It's crazy that's his thumbnail. But once again, it's like it's a value study because it's like okay, these characters in the front need to be dark. He needs to be kind of darkish. The background, I don't care. It's a medium. And if you know that piece, they're like a lot different. I like the devil in this one better than the finish. In some ways, like I love this. I love the thumbnail a little bit better than the finished one. Yeah, it's also crazy seeing like these in between 1965. That's one thing I kind of wish. Is that Lord of the Rings? I think that might be. I kind of wish they separated this like pen and ink, color, or at least by years, because it's like we're jumping around. And it's like it's cool seeing like I love seeing some of this stuff, but it's like, okay, what year was this done? And it's cool to like be able to track the progression. But yeah, talk about like once again, it's like okay, red is the subject matter, so we'll have a little bit there, but then it's like okay, we'll use an orange, but it's kind of a dirty green for the second read. Oof. I love this style of hatching on the figure. Like it's such a great use. Like just, I mean that it's just a strong silhouette. This is another great one of John Carter. I also love too, and I think like Mignola did this. I need to start doing this. Just having the back, like the characters fade into the foreground, like it gives them such weight, and it feels like you instantly are lighting the room. Yeah, like I said, this pen and ink style. Whew, I mean that looks like a cover. Like you add a little bit more detail on the face, boom. And these man getting weight on big cats is hard. Unless your name is Steen, but yeah, most mortals like me, hard thing to do. Whew. Oh man, that little bit of color down there too. And I love seeing like this of a sketchbook because it's and I need to sketch more and more because it's just fun like seeing him trying to capture the movement of the figure. And even here, like I don't know if you like this one was ever used, but it's great design. And and I won't lie, Frazetta was a product of his age. Some ways fun and good, like the dinosaur. Some ways kind of bad, but it's Frazetta. I can't believe he did. Like he had, if he didn't use pencil on that, that's insane. I love this one. And like I said, this is such a great book. It's you got like a collection of like full thumbnails, which his thumbnails look like finished pieces. This one I've looked at for. Oh yeah, we'll take a quick look. Like I said, love his pen and ink work, just the capturing the motion. But this one blew me away because it's like using the negative to capture the trees, her body. Like this is a perfect thumbnail because literally the question being is like, is it light or dark? And especially having like this gorilla cut that gorilla, having like the background the trees cut the legs, and then cuts the foreground the branches. Like oh yeah, this was worth. I have studied this so much, worth the price of this book. If you can still find this, I think it's out of print, but man, I also loved how soft his watercolors were because it's like mine are very labor intensive, and that's a like famous cover that's been used a bunch of times. I mean, look at this. Like that is such. Yeah, that's worth a turn. That is so light and delicate. Like it does not look like it's Frazetta, but it doesn't look like his oils in so many ways. It'd be fun to like if someone could actually like maybe push it a little bit more, but color a comic like that. Like, whew. Yeah, we're getting near the end here. Yep. But yeah, like I said, I don't know if this is still in print. If you can find this, I recommend picking this up quickly because this is one of these ones I love. And it's always on my shelf, and whenever I pull it down, it's such an inspiration. So, hope you guys enjoyed the rough work.